Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other.
Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is CeeChronicles and I post fragrance related content on this platform and would very much appreciate it, guys, if you did consider subscribing. Now, to those who are returning, thank you so much for the continued support. Shout out to Madj. Thank you so much for the contribution you made towards this channel. I decided not to put her last name there because I wasn't sure whether she would be okay with that. I did come here prior to this video and explained, guys, that this is a self-funded channel in the sense that I do not have affiliate links, partnerships, sponsorships. I rely solely on AdSense. When I came with that explanation, I did say that I'd opened a second channel to subsidize this one. By relying on AdSense, basically what it means is I am monetized and I get paid by YouTube solely or only when people watch adverts. So because this is a channel where I constantly have to procure fragrances, sometimes I end up using money off pocket. So I had come and explain that and said, guys, I've opened a second lifestyle channel which you can subscribe to if you want to help, and if that channel grows and gets monetized, it will possibly also help to subsidize this one, because on the lifestyle channel I'm just being me. I don't need to purchase anything, I don't need to spend anything. And after saying that, I did get suggestions in the comment section to create links for those who feel compelled to assist to be able to do so. So I did create a PayPal link, which if you feel compelled to assist, then you can go to that link and click and then follow prompts there. Now, welcome to today's video, guys. Today we have two fragrances from Asdaaf. I unboxed these ones on my lifestyle channel, CeeChronicles-Lifestyle. So I'm going to leave a link to that in case you want to see my life outside fragrance reviews. So we have from Asdaaf, Atlantis, which is this one, and it's called Atlantis Coral. And then we have one just called Atlantis, the blue one. So this is going to be a double review, guys, just to make sure that we get the two out of the way. So this is Atlantis Coral, the pink one, and then this is the plain Atlantis. So we're going to start with this one, guys. Look at the bottle. I mean, this is a work of art, right? So I'm going to spray it on my arm as per usual, and then we're going to get into it. This fragrance draws its inspiration, guys, from the Tiziana Sea of Stars collection, and in particular, opens up, guys, with a nectarous burst there. This fragrance is built around peach, so this peachy color is befitting. You're going to get a burst, like in your face, peach note that just hits you there, carrying some citruses as well as passion fruit. So there's going to be like a tropicalness to this fragrance, and then the yellow florals way in there. So it becomes a mix, guys, of that peach sitting on a bed of like a velvety undertone coming from the ylang ylang especially. It becomes about those two notes, but there is a twist, right? So this fragrance is immediately, upon sitting on your skin, going to remind you of like a classic soap or something that you would expect classic Guerlain to make, or even Chanel. There is like a soapy tone to this fragrance, a powdery, soapy, musky tone to this fragrance. Now, the twist I was talking about is there is something that feels incensey in this, just slightly incensey there, but it is unmistakable. It's one thing that you are going to be able to extract amidst that nectarous passion fruit and creamy backdrop of the ylang ylang. There is definitely going to be a mature toned feel to this fragrance because of that vintage tone that you would have probably smelled. Say for instance, you're an 80s baby or a 70s baby, you'd have probably smelled, or you expect to smell, from a vintage toned soap or a vintage toned makeup along them lines, because yes, it does feel makeupy there, but there is definitely a classic tone to this fragrance that pushes it to the mature side. Of the two, let me outright say this is the one that is beastly. On my skin, this fragrance was active for about 5 to 6 hours, and when I sprayed it and I just passed by Mayima and I said, could you smell this and tell me your thoughts? She was like, oh, that's too much for me. Okay, so that is just one affirmation or confirmation that this fragrance has got like a mature tone to it. It comes across as the perfect fragrance you would possibly want to gift a mother or a grown woman. But let me not beat about the bush when it comes to the age. I'm going to say this is like a fragrance that's a no-brainer for the 25-year-old and above. However, if you're a person who has a lot of experiences with fragrances, you're probably going to be able to do this regardless. And what I like about this particular fragrance, guys, is within my entire collection, there is nothing in my collection that smells remotely close to this. There is that mix to this fragrance that feels velvety, like custardy, you know, if I have to put it that way, like a creamy custardy tone to this fragrance with the sophistication of a little bit of incense, which is something that you're definitely going to smell there. So a gorgeous presentation, a fragrance that is not linear, it's full of pages. Do not let the color fool you. This, yes, does dry down musky, makeup-y, powdery, but it is a fragrance that I wouldn't particularly recommend for layering. It's a fragrance that is enough on its own. It's doing its own thing and it's going to assert itself. Seasons, when it comes to this, this can slightly border on a little too much if you come from the very hot type of weather. This is a fragrance that you could possibly wear 3/4, you know, of the year, like 3 seasons of the year without a problem. But in extreme heat, it just comes across as a fragrance that can border on a little bit too much, because the yellow florals here are asserting themselves amidst that generous peach tone that you get there. So it is the nectarous accord that won't relent, the passion fruit that won't relent, giving a fruity weight to this, but a very evident yellow floral there in the form of a ylang ylang, making its statement, creamy there, bordering on even custody, like I said. So if you like that type of style of fragrance, then you're gonna like this fragrance, guys. Lasting power on clothes, because I did say on the skin it was about 5 hours or so. On clothes, this one potentially can do 8, even 10 hours. On, of course, let me say 8 to 10 sprays again, but you could possibly do more. It's massive projection. You're gonna get compliments from this one, and no, this is not a paid promotion. So let us move on to the second one, and I'm gonna bring this one again just to conclude, right? So the second one is this one, guys. This one is called Atlantis, period, and it is a fragrance that draws its inspiration from Cubia, okay, off the same Sea of Stars collection from Tiziana Terenzi, right? So this is one I can kind of go to town with when it comes to spraying, because remember I said this one is like it's not like a fragrance that is tamed, but it's not as piercing as the second one, right? This is going to be a burst again of that peach. So they've gone ahead and used peach in both fragrances. However, this particular peach is paired with a black currant. So what to expect, guys, is that nectarous, fruity, lively burst of that peach, but working together with a very slightly green undertone of the black currant. The black currant is there, so it is quite a push and pull, but you know, with black currant, it's a thin line between doing it right and crossing the line. This is not the sort of black currant that is crossing the line. This is just going to give you a sweet, fruity blast that is so soothing there. They did not list passion fruit in this, but there is like a tropical accord in this fragrance. Much as it is refreshing, it is, you know, like that peachy punch, there is something that feels like passion fruit that they just probably decided not to add there as a note, guys. This is a fragrance that just screams tropical to my nose. Another one that, though drying down, powdery, musky, and with this, let me say, sherbety, does not feel like a fragrance that you would want to layer with anything. It is a fragrance that feels as though if you tried to layer it with something, you would probably just mess it up, okay? Because it's a fragrance that's just holding its own. This is one I'm gonna say there's no age group that I can cap to this. Anybody is most likely going to like this fragrance, guys. The only thing that could be a put off is if you don't like fruity, fragrances. Well, it is generally a sweet, fruity fragrance that's easy to like. So this is going to be a 1 weather type of fragrance, 2 in the age group type of fragrance, right? 80% of the females are going to like this, and maybe just 20%, because it does have something that can, be stereotyped as being girly, in it, this particular fragrance. It is an offering of a little bit of freshness, a little bit of aquaticness, a slight tone of greenness, drying down powdery there, a little bit of musky. And the lasting power for this as compared to this one on the skin is active for about 3 hours, and then on the clothes pushes it to about 6 hours. So it is definitely outperformed by that one. And mental shortcut, this should not make you feel as though it is just a plain mask like this. But why I have this bottle to compare is, if you've used one of these fragrances from the Middle East where they just present a mask and then they throw in whatever topping there, that's kind of how this interprets, without stereotyping itself as just a mask where you need to layer it with something, which is something that this one does. This one is built around cotton candy and musk. It gives that powdery accord, it gives that musky accord, but this is one that you may want to put something else on top of. This has got the same feel and the same vibe, but the mixture is so delicious in the sense that adding anything to it would probably spoil it. So I just needed to give you that as a mental shortcut, guys, that if you've used one of these creamy looking fragrances from the Middle Eastern houses, this is kind of how this feels like. But just picture this with a fruity burst of that passion fruit mixing with that big, bold, juicy peach, as well as maybe a little bit of some citruses there, and a green tone, a little bit of a green tone of the black currant. That is what to expect from this, guys. In conclusion, this, guys, is one that gives me unisex. This, because of that instancy tone, is a fragrance that can very well be worn by both sexes without a problem, because it does have that instancy twist to it. However, it gives me a little bit of a mature vibe there because of that venti tone that I get, and that soapy tone also has that makeup-y accord to it, guys. But it is one that has a lot of pages. It is one that is not linear. This has got like twists and turns where it keeps on surprising you there, and this one is more beastly, drawing its inspiration from Portia, and this one drawing its inspiration from Cuba. This one, guys, projects the most, right? This is room filling. This is a compliment magnet. And this is one that can potentially hold its own in very cold weather there, and also potentially be a little bit heady in very hot weather, whereas this one just gives me tropical summer vibes there, where you can wear it anytime. A little bit of an aquaticness even, very exciting there, and easy to gift even a young person, say from I'm gonna cap it at 18 and above, right? Because there is no venti tone to this one. Those are the differences, guys, between these two fragrances. Both of them are enjoyable. I actually wish they can extend this collection with this quality, because as it stands, in as much as they both dry down powdery and musky, both of them are fragrances that have a weight there. I cannot complain, guys. Occasion for both. This is going to be an all-rounder, formal, dressed down, casual, walk around the park, no problem. But this can potentially be a wedding scent, for instance, special occasion scent. However, as I always say, you wear what you want to wear. C Chronicles is my name. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Let's meet in that very comment section where we discuss more about fragrances. Do remember to go in the description, guys, and check out my second channel, C Chronicles Lifestyle. I would very much appreciate it if you did decide to subscribe and support that channel as well. Turn on notifications as well on both channels, guys, while you're at it. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.